Hey guys, this is Gingera, and welcome to episode number 2 of the New Players Podcast, My Booking Story. I'm really excited because today our guest is Netflix's My Life with the Walter Boys' very own Natalie Sharp. You may also know Natalie from shows like BH 90210 as well as The Flash. I have known Natalie for a few years, and so it was an honor to have her come and chat with us today. In the podcast, we're going to hear about her booking story behind the role of Blake on My Life with the Walter Boys, as well as meet her puppy, aptly named Walter. And we're going to chat with her a little bit about trusting the process and what it really takes to believe in your dreams. So let's get into it. Welcome, everybody, to the New Players My Booking Story podcast. We're so excited today because we have an incredible guest, Natalie Sharp. It's so great to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Natalie and I, we have known each other for a few years now, but our viewers will know you from My Life with the Walter Boys, where you play Blake. They'll know you from shows like The Flash and BH 90210, amongst many other incredible projects that you've worked on. So, welcome, Natalie. Thanks for coming here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
So let's just dive right in. We're going to start this with what is your booking story? You can pick any
Okay.
project that you want, but I think all of us are really curious to hear about the Walter boys. So if you want to start there, we can, continue talking after.
Yeah, Walter Boys was interesting because I heard about this audition through friends first. Because I have a pretty close-knit group of friends and we usually go out for the same things and we were checking in with each other and we do that. We're like, are you going out for this? Are you going out for this? You should go out for this. Why are you going out for this? Kind of thing. And it's nice. And I actually wasn't initially going out for Blake. And because they were looking pretty authentically younger, because the role was I think it was 17 at first. And at that time, like her age was 17. And at that time, my team, we were gearing up to start pushing me for like older roles and kind of forget about high school and try and like get me excited with whatever, the like 30s or like late 20s and all that stuff. So, but then they never found Blake. So they did a big search and they didn't find her. And it was one of those ones where it's like still seeking Blake Hartford. And that's when it ended up in my inbox.
So your friends said you should be going out for this, or did you have to ask your team like, hey, can I go out for this, or did it just like kind of find its way back to you?
It found its way back to me.
That's
This
amazing.
was one where I didn't ask. Um, Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I'm kind of now in the mindset of like, if it's yours, it will find, like, it's gonna find you. It's
Yeah.
happened too many times.
Yeah.
People I know and me, and so yeah, it like came my way, and it's funny because the second it said still seeking, I was like, score, because I knew that they had already gone through people and still didn't find what they were looking for. It gave me some confidence to be like, okay, let me just like go show them what I got. But it's funny because that was on a day where it was like my third tape of the day. It was a really long day. And like the other two tapes didn't go very well. They were really wordy and really long. And I just remember being so frustrated and kind of down on myself that day. And I still had to get this tape out. Like I still had to do this one. Have you ever had that audition experience where it feels like um, you don't really have to do much? It just feels like natural.
hmm
And you can kind of just like exhale as you're doing the tape because it kind of just feels like you.
Yeah.
That was this experience. Um, and I don't know, we did like two takes of each scene, and I was just like, that's whatever. That's it. I think that's it. So,
That's
and
incredible that, like, after a long day of taping, you would think that that tape specifically would be the most challenging, but it sounds like
and
that was the one that felt the easiest, like the
yeah,
most natural to you.
yeah.
And it also sounds like you had like a gut feeling about this one. Would you say when you taped it that you felt this is mine, or were you like, you know what I mean?
When I first read the name Blake Hartford, I felt this doesn't happen, but when I read that name, it did something to me. I don't know what it was, but I feel like I didn't have to read the description to like know who she was. I just there was something about her where I was like, she's cool. I gotta play this girl. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I do think I was kind of like with my experience growing up with a brother, I was surrounded by a bunch of boys. I tried to be like my brother. My brother was like my idol growing up. He still is. I was such a tomboy. I wanted to beat him at everything. I was so competitive. But then I'm like cheeky and sarcastic and like, a total flirt. And so it's like, I think it just encompassed like so many things about me already. And it just felt like I could just swing.
I love that. That's such an amazing and fun story. And it sounds like it
It's
was meant
fun.
for you. So how did it go when you found out you booked the role? How was that process? Was it just like, did you have a callback? Was there like a
Okay.
producer?
Okay. I no callback. And I think it was that if it wasn't the same week, it was early next week.
Wow.
And I just heard that I was pinned. And it happened pretty fast. And I had a good feeling, but I also didn't want to get my hopes up
Mhm.
because of but they had changed the role to 18. I mean, 1 year difference. But I was like, you know, they're probably gonna get some like cool 20-year-old to do this. And like, I don't know who I was up against. And I know I wasn't initially what they were seeking out. And so I did not get my hopes up. And then but then whenever my agent sends me like a winky face or like she'll be like, what does she say? She'll be like, hey, it's looking good.
Uh,
She'll just send me one of those.
yeah.
And when she does that, it usually turns into a booking.
Okay.
Rarely has she done that, and it actually hasn't gone that way. And I was at a workout class, and I remember she'd given me it's looking good. You might get a call today, text in the morning. And I went with my friend to this workout, and I was like, I think I might get this. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I might. Um, and then, yeah, lo and behold, she calls me like right after the workout finishes, and my friend and I have coffees, and I'm like, oh my God, it's my agent. And then she looks at me, she goes, shut up. And she takes out her phone and she starts,
Oh,
and she captured the video of me hearing that I got it. And I was like pacing up and down the street. I was like, oh my God, it was crazy. I was like, I booked something to like some
yes.
random. Like it was a really fun day. But yeah, no callback, no. It just felt like kind of a whirlwind.
That is incredible. Also, amazing to have supportive friends like that who love to see you win. So that's also so amazing that you got to have that video and that memory that
Yeah.
like that's such a special moment.
Yeah, it was really cute.
And I love that. While we're on the topic of My Life with the Walter Boys, you have a dog that you
Speaking of,
named, I'm assuming after
well,
his name is inspired by the show, am I right?
it's actually not, which is
No.
crazy.
Oh my
But
gosh. Okay.
I know we were looking at because we always knew we wanted a Walter, say
Hi,
hi.
Walter. He's so
Well,
freaking cute.
he's my warlock,
I love
like
it.
Hagrid or something.
He does, yes.
Yes.
Hi, Walter.
Um, but we were looking up old British man names
Okay.
for a dachshund,
Mm.
and just because they're so small and they look so distinguished at the same
Mhm.
time. So we're like, we need to give him a man's name, like like a Winston or like a I don't know. Arthur was one. But we had many. And then I just looked up a list of names literally on Google, and Walter was one. And the second I said Walter, mind you, this was during the shooting process as well.
Yeah.
So maybe it just sounded right because I'd heard it so much.
Mhm.
But the second I said Walter, my boyfriend Stefan looks at me, he's like, Walter. And then I was like, Walter. And then it just became Walter.
Oh my God, that's amazing. He
I
is so
know.
cute. Okay, that's amazing because I assumed it was due to the show, but now I know it's because it's an old distinguished British man named
Walter.
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 So, at the new players, we also like to talk about kind of mental health and keeping our self-esteem up and our spirits in check through the highs and the lows of the industry. So, has there ever been a time where you were faced with rejection? And I mean, I'm sure there's been plenty of times because we're actors, so we deal with it a lot. How do you deal with that? Like, what's your go-to way to kind of handle a situation not going the way you want it to go?
I think I've had to learn. I used to get hung up quite a lot when I was younger. And I think I just have learned that what's yours is meant for you and what isn't is not meant for you. And if it's not this one, it could be the next one. Or, there's I'm just always looking for the next thing.
Hmm.
And I try and stay excited about that. And I just honestly try and trust the process and that like there is, you know, things out there knitting together the dream project and it's all in the works and like I don't have to worry about it. I can only do my I can only control what I can control, which is just showing up and like working hard, being prepared, loving what I do. And if it's not mine, it's not mine. So I've just kind of had to like accept that. But the amount of times, and this makes it easier because the amount of times where I really wanted something
Hmm.
and I didn't get it, um, either a better job that was better suited for me came around the corner and I got that. And
Mm,
so if I had gotten the job before, I would have never been able to go out for this thing. And
yeah.
so I've been like, I'm so thankful that it didn't go my way. Like, because I would have never gone out for this. Or I hear like a horror story about how that project went, and I'm like, thank goodness, like maybe I just dodged a bullet.
Yes.
I don't know. I just think like you just have to trust in yourself and what you can offer because like we can't control any of it. So
Yeah, so much is out of our control, but it sounds like you have a lot of faith in the process and in your path, which I think is very grounding.
thank you. I don't know if people still say this to kids, but I was very supported like by my parents, very supported by, I want to say like my community. I did a community theater. I was performing ever since I was 2. And so I grew up with people championing me and wanting to help me get there because they saw this like dream come
Yeah.
alive. But I also did have a lot of people when I was, in high school, going through it, going to so many auditions, never hearing back, leaving school for these auditions. And I do remember certain people being like, "You're not going to be an actor. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're wasting your time."
To you?
Like, yeah.
Oh,
Or
wow.
like, don't you know that like don't you know that this is just like a pipe dream? Like people can't make this a career. What are you doing?
Hmm.
And I think I kind of just used that as more fuel. And so I just doubled down, I guess, on the dream and yeah, it's been going pretty well. So I have enough, like I feel like I have enough wins to have kept me going
Yeah.
too.
Hmm.
And I think I have a really wonderful community of people that are also doing it and that are also grinding. And so it doesn't feel like I'm ever alone either.
Keeping a good community around you, I think, makes a huge difference. And
Yeah.
like identifying those naysayers and, like the people from high school who are like obviously on a totally different mindset than you were in, it's like
Yeah.
just no time to entertain them at all. So you
Totally.
started acting when you were a kid?
Yeah, not in film and TV.
Okay.
But I grew up doing theater, musical theater, dancing, singing. So I was on the stage a lot.
Yeah.
That was my life. And then, I was the drama kid in the schools and school system.
Yeah.
Um, And then I kind of just like transitioned into film and TV and got an agent when I was 15. And yeah,
For your first audition?
I do.
What was it?
My coach at the time was Crystal Bublé, Michael Bublé's sister.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
awesome.
Wow.
She worked at the Actors Foundry back then, and uh, but I think I was younger than 15. Like I think it was like 14, 13, but it was to play Allison in Pretty Little Liars at Northern
Really?
Studios.
Wow.
And when I say I was nervous, I was so nervous. Crystal was so wonderful. Like she was like, because this is your first audition, I'm gonna come with you. I'm gonna be there for you. And I'm like, that is so wonderful. Like,
That's so
do
nice.
coaches do that? Like I didn't
Yeah.
know. I
That's
don't know.
amazing.
But she was there, my mom was there, and I remember I was trying to, the waiting room was so scary and quiet. And it was the first time I saw so many people that looked exactly like me and we're all
Hmm.
dressed the same. And I was just kind of like
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
Um, and everything you can hear a pin drop, right? And I'm the kid, that like strolls in. We've probably had a really stressful morning. We've probably run out the door. My family's always late to everything. And
Mhm.
so it was my mom and Crystal, and we'd run the scenes in the hallway or whatever. And I think I definitely blacked out for the audition, but I do remember while I was sitting in the waiting room, I was nervously playing with a plastic water bottle, and
Oh,
like it was so loud. Like it was
yeah.
like crinkling and da 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 da, and I didn't realize it was so loud because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And like everyone was looking at me, and it was like a shh moment, you
That's
know?
so funny. And then you're
I
like,
was
oh, me?
like
Sorry.
a
Yeah. That's amazing.
yeah, man, taking me back.
Yeah.
Makes sense because they were looking that young for Allison.
Yeah.
Because the actress who played Allison is my age, our age. Um,
Yes.
she's,
She was much
so
younger than the other girls they cast, right? Because there was like
yeah,
age difference. I think I've seen that. Because like they all play younger. Like you play 18 for Blake, like you said.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there you go. Yeah, we're all chameleons.
No, it's fun, and you could live forever in television land. It's very exciting.
That's so true. That's so true. So, is there ever been like a crazy thing you've been asked to do in an audition, like a weird story where you're like, this seems weird, but okay?
I'm gonna say there is probably, something in that brain of mine. Um, The one that comes to mind, it wasn't really weird, but it was for Miracle Season, and it's a volleyball movie.
Hmm.
And I played volleyball. Like I'm gonna say pretty competitively. Like I was on a club team. I, was on the A team my whole life. My high school took it very seriously. Um, yeah, like if we lost, we'd be out for a week, Like it would
Uh,
ruin our lives for a week. We were that type of school.
yeah.
Um, anyways, but so I knew what I was doing when it came to the volleyball. And I did this audition. I did the scene to play one of the girls on the team. And it was with the director. I guess this would have been the callback. And he was like, yeah, okay, we're gonna do something. I was like, okay. And he's like, I just want you to, you know, catch this ball. And
What?
it's kind of like Sean, God, he's awesome. He has this volleyball. I think it was a volleyball. Maybe it was one of those foam like pool balls that you have, or like a
Yeah.
dodgeball or something.
Yeah.
Like you want me to catch the ball. He's like, yeah, just, catch it. And I was like, okay, yeah. And he like threw the ball, and I'm like, I catch the ball. And then he's like, let's just keep on throwing it back and forth. And I think this was his, and I'm like, this is so weird. But I'm like, I think this is his way of trying to see if I'm coordinated.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Like,
funny. Yes, it feels like there's like a trick or something here, like
no,
something beneath
play
the.
volleyball. And then I think we did it as we were doing the scene, which
Mhm.
that made sense because, behaviorally, like you have to be able to at least catch a ball or like, do something with a ball and make it feel like it's like your natural behavior.
Yeah,
But it was so funny. I was like, Sean, like I like play volleyball, right? And then of course there was a volleyball callback, but that was really funny.
that is funny. That's very like, yeah, that would be kind of like unexpected,
But like it makes
but it
sense, right?
makes
But
sense.
at the
Yeah,
time it was like, you don't think I can catch a ball? Like that
yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
who can't?
yeah,
But I do get it. I do get it. It was funny.
yeah. It's probably to make sure you can like hold your lines while doing an
Yeah.
action. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, and then we have time for one last question here.
Okay.
So our last question is going to be, what's one piece of advice that you've received, whether it's like on set or from a peer, or it could even be advice that you feel you've come up with through your own experiences that you would want to share with any of our viewers slash listeners?
My friend in college, I had this chalk wall in my room, and he wrote, and I got everyone to write down, like, I don't know. I was like, write something and like sign your name.
Yeah.
And he wrote, "Don't be afraid to be great, Nat." And
Oh, that actually gave me chills. Beautiful.
I was like, and I think that's been the one that has stuck with me, the longest. And it really hit me at the time because I feel like I would really minimize, like, it's really easy to feel like you have imposter syndrome. It's really easy to feel like you're not good enough. It's so easy to like buy into this idea that like that we can't shine. Like if we shine too brightly, it's gonna affect other people negatively or something.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I don't know, I feel like I have to remind myself, like, don't be afraid to be great because often I feel like we're the ones who are just holding ourselves back?
I heard a quote once as well that said a candle loses nothing by lighting another flame. And like, if anything, it's just like two candles can shine at once. But I so agree. I feel like sometimes it can be scary to bring your full self because, you don't know how others will react. But I will say, like, from knowing you, that you shine super bright, and I'm so glad that you found the courage and strength to like bring who you are to everything you do because I think you're incredible. Yeah, it's been so nice to have you on the show and chatting with you today. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This was really fun.
Natalie,
Bye.
bye.